First Alert 4 investigates a local man now facing charges under Missouri's revenge porn statute. But his victims claim he might have already been behind bars if not for a prosecutor's sudden resignation earlier this year. Chief Investigative Reporter Lauren Traeger has more.
It does tie back to former St. Charles County Prosecutor Tim Lomar, but some local women tell me they're even more concerned about a man who has essentially escaped prosecution until now.
At some point, you got to look at this person and say, are they a danger to this community? And I think the answer is yes.
Attorney Shannon Dawson says this man, Scott Siddons, should finally be held accountable. A half dozen women, she says, in court records and police reports accuse him of various abuse over the last 20 years.
Violence, manipulation, control.
But she says he's somehow been able to skirt the law, most notably perhaps after he'd been charged for serious felonies against a woman earlier this year. First Alert 4 investigates looked into questions that then St. Louis County Prosecutor Tim Lomar had a conflict of interest with the victim in the case. It was sent to St. Louis County and dismissed.
Ethically, we can't talk about uncharged crimes and things of that nature.
St. Louis Prosecutor Wesley Bell, though, says new charges involving a different woman were recently brought to their office, and Siddons is now charged under Missouri's relatively new revenge porn laws.
We believe what was done was wrong. We believe that the victim was wronged, and that's why we ultimately have issued charges.
Charging documents say in December last year, Siddons shared a video that contained sexual conduct of himself and a victim known as KS. KS did not consent to the dissemination.
It's embarrassing. It's humiliating. They're violated.
Dawson represents KS, who also has a 10-year order of protection against Siddons, and he's charged in Jefferson County for busting down her door. Dawson has also sued Siddons on behalf of another woman, his ex-wife.
He intentionally put his hands around her neck. He intentionally threw her into the wall. He intended to do this to her.
But the new charges of non-consensual dissemination, Dawson says, could prove to be a significant step forward, a rare but not unheard of felony charge that could land him in prison if convicted, something so far he's avoided.
This law is to protect people, and these women, my clients in particular, just want to make sure that he can't hurt anyone else.
An attorney for Siddons sent a statement to First Alert 4 Investigate saying Siddons plans to fight the charges all the way, saying he denies the women's allegations unequivocally. The attorney writing, quote, "Those women are out to seek money from Mr. Siddons. Their motivation is financial gain." But Dawson says not so.
They want him to be stopped, and either that's going to be in a jail cell or that's hitting him in the pockets.
The women she represents, she says, want to send a message.
And does the system need to stand up and hold him accountable at this point?
Absolutely, because I think he will do it again, and I'm scared of what could actually happen to someone if he continues this pattern.
Siddons has just posted $75,000 bond and is no longer in the St. Louis County Jail. Of course, we'll continue to track his ongoing cases. Now, Tim Lomar, who is now in private practice, has said that his conduct with the victim in the Siddons case in St. Charles County was professional only. Now, you might be wondering about this charge of non-consensual dissemination of private images. It's a relatively new law in Missouri, not a lot of case law on it, but it is being charged throughout the state. St. Louis County prosecutors pursued 10 cases, for example, in 2021, 12 in 2022, and 8 so far this year. Notably this year, a man was charged for sharing images of County Executive Sam Page's chief of staff having sex inside the county building. That case is still pending. I'm Lauren Traeger. First Alert 4 investigates.